Today we're going to be doing some of the internet's most bizarre DIYs for weirdos like you and me. And we're going to work on two separate categories for this one. We have the DIY decorations for weirdos, and then we have the fidget type unique DIYs. So if you are a fidgeter like me, I think you're gonna like that category too. These DIYs have gone absolutely viral all over the internet. Some of them have how-tos, so we're gonna try the how-tos and see if they actually work. And the first one coming in strong at 4.6 million views on TikTok by a creator called Waverly Vienna. We can see in the background that there are gigantic cookies used as decoration pieces. And as we can see in this TikTok, these are absolutely adorable wall decorations. And what we start with is some different kinds of foam, little round balls of foam, cutting them up and then painting them in the color of M&Ms. Now, I'm not going to do the exact colors that she's doing because I want to do a lighter colored cookie as opposed to a chocolate cookie. And then as you can see here, this person is absolutely clever because they are using a DIY Home Depot type spray. This one cost me $17 and I'm pretty sure I can make at least 10 cookies. And then they're going to use it on a tarp and put it on, and then that foam is going to slightly expand, and then they're going to put the pieces of chocolate and M&Ms, and then, interestingly enough, they start painting with gloves on, which is pretty cool. I never thought of painting with gloves. I would have gone in with a paintbrush, but this is faster and probably more clever. And look at that, this is a chocolate cookie. But again, I don't want to make a Reese's Pieces chocolate cookie. Kind of want to make the one that was on top of her wall, like that one up here. So the M&Ms and chocolate chips. So obviously we're going to start with some pieces that I got from the dollar store. Obviously a mask if you're working indoors, so make sure you have one of those. I have foams, I have skewers, and I have more foam from packaging that I got on Amazon just to use as the chocolate chips. Now they did say to use a tarp, and that's absolutely important. The only one I could find at my dollar store was a camo one. So give me a second. So here is my tarp on top of my little dish. It'll make it easier for me to just move it from the desk, and that's the only reason I got this. Here it is. But now the most important step, holy shrimp, this is really white here. Let's get our cute little felt so that we can look at these little foam balls that you can find at the dollar store. And in order to color these in the colors of M&Ms, I cut them down the middle so that they're half pieces. Change of plans. Oh my God, why is this so difficult? Do not cut it this way, you're gonna get hurt. Keep going. Keep going. Hey, we got it. And then went ahead and took my acrylic paints and colored them in yellow, orange, green, red, and blue. And as you can see, while I'm painting them, I do have them on some meat skewers so that it's easier for me to paint the entire thing. And then once that was dry, I did the M symbol. And that one, I needed to slow down a little bit. And this extra foam piece is basically going to be our chocolate chips, and I'm just cutting random shapes so they're kind of jaggedy and not too uniform. And that's why I went ahead with my scissors and cut them even more so that we don't have straight lines everywhere and we have some weird angles that do look like chocolate chips. And in the same way, I took my dark brown acrylic paint and went ahead and did some cutouts from my other foam in order to have chunks of chocolate chips. So just so you have an idea, these two, as simple as they look, took me about an hour to paint. So I'm gonna give you a budget of time of how long each project took. So before I commit, since I feel like I might have crafting commitment issues, I went ahead and put a placement of how I want the chocolate chips and the M&M pieces to go. That way I took a picture and I know the exact placement that I really want instead of trying to do it last second without commitment pictured examples. Now, before we do that, because I'm a little worried, is that they do say in order for us to paint the cookie, we have to paint it while the foam is still wet, which means we need to prepare our color right now. So I did my best in order to get the cookie-esque color as best as I could, at least the base color, by mixing these two colors together and some white. All right, this is both the exciting and unnerving part. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tarp right over here. And I feel like I'm doing physical gymnastics. Just trying to get myself in the proper position. And she mentioned to use this little spritz of water in order to just kind of get the tarp wet. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't want to get anything else wet. So let's... Is this enough? Is this enough? It is humid. I think it's good enough. I'm so nervous right now. Oh my goodness. I shook at this. I am nervous. Okay, let me watch the video again. And it looks like the way that she's spraying it around is a circular motion and then in the middle and then a second layer. Okay, circular motion, then back again in the middle. All right, here we go. Okay, let me just spritz it again because I'm not sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, circular motion. Woo! Oh my goodness! Oh my god, this is such a mess. Again. I think this is okay. This looks to be okay. I may have missed, maybe a little bit here. I'm just gonna have to start trusting the process. It doesn't smell strong at all. And I'm gonna start placing according to my picture. So we have this here. Oh gosh. This one here. Okay, we're placing. Oh my goodness, no, that is so foamy. It's very bouncy texture. Oh my goodness, pushing. We have another little one here. The blue one slightly off center. Oh goodness, I think I messed up my placement. Oh goodness, this one down here and this one in between. Oh my goodness. This is looking really cute though, but I'm kind of scared. I don't know how long I have to wait before I put the paint on, so I'm gonna poke it. Okay, it's still very, very bouncy. So let's wait a couple of minutes. All right, so I put a timer for 5 minutes because it was still goopy, and as you can see, some of it was still expanding. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly tap it. So it is pretty soft still. I think we can gently go ahead and put the paint as long as we use our gloves like she did. So it is a 5-minute timer for me. I'm just gonna get nasty here because I like getting nasty. So if you do like to get your hands nasty, this would probably be it. Where do I start? I don't even know. Maybe here? Okay, this kind of feels nice though. I like that. Okay, let's get the bigger areas. Oh gosh. Okay, this is actually pretty fun. It does feel nice with a glove. It's like coloring slime, I guess, if slime was a coloring book. But it does feel nice, and I'm just gonna keep doing that all the way around. Let's get a bigger area over here and just get into every little nook and cranny this way. And as you can see, in order to get the other details, I took a brush and just started brushing in different areas. Now I'm just kind of going in with a darker brown to kind of get the top edges to make it look like it's cooked, and also to give it a little bit more of that dimension in terms of just color variance. So I'm just kind of touching the tips here while everything is still wet. Now I'm going to set it aside for about 8 hours and let it take its time to dry up so it doesn't look so wet.
8 hours later.
And me good! Look how absolutely adorable this cookie is. I am in love. It is super cute. It is pretty big. I know you could go bigger if you want. That's what she I definitely know some touch-ups can be done in certain areas, but the foam did continue to expand even an hour into it. So I'm definitely going to be taking paints and just touching up and cleaning this, but holy shrimp, it is adorable. Here it is next to my face for scale. Very cute. I can't wait to put this up. But the other thing that I noticed, for some reason, it was on a flat surface, but it did like this bumpy back. So I'm just gonna take a cutter and cut through this, and then it's going to be flat. Let me know what you think and if you're going to try this yourself, and what kind of cookie would you make? And some of you may know I have an obsession with panties. Put panties in here now. I personally have a collection of anywhere between 60 to 80 pairs, which is why when today's sponsor, MeUndies, approached, I said absolutely yes. For those of you who don't know MeUndies, they are probably going to be your favorite bits ever. Not only are they comfortable compared to anything I currently own now that I own them, wearing anything else just honestly feels really off and not the same type of quality. And they have a style for everyone. I mean, everything from classics to fun and expressive prints. And when you go on their website, if you like a design, just click on it, because once you click on it, you will see the amount of different prints and possibilities that you can get are basically there. So you can cycle through and see all the different kinds of classics, the prints, the bolds, and even the ones on sale. And they do come in sizes from extra small to 4XL, guaranteeing a flattering cut for every body. And MeUndies isn't just about underwear, but they're also about loungewear. So make sure to check out their joggers, hoodies, onesies, and more. And trust me, I just love going through the different designs that they have because they're just fun and playful. And someone like me doesn't necessarily just like plain colors. I do like me some playful things, especially if no one's gonna see them. I like knowing what I have under there. And as I mentioned previously, these are unmatched in comfort. Just imagine your favorite comfortable sweater hugging you. Well, that's what you're going to get with down there. You're gonna feel hugged down there. So you're giving yourself that extra love. So yes, it's breathable, stretchy, comfortable, and perfect for all-day wear. And of course, we love MeUndies because they use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care about their workers. And hey, if you're not happy with your MeUndies, it's on them. So what are you waiting for? When it comes to comfort, MeUndies has you covered, and with 20% off on your first order plus free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/nerdycrafter. That's MeUndies.com/nerdycrafter for 20% off and free shipping. Thank you, MeUndies, for sponsoring a portion of today's video. And now this next project I feel like is something that has come back to life, which is light switch covers. It used to be really popular a few years ago, and now it's just kind of exploding all over again. And this video by Nicole's Art has almost 2 million views. Just look how adorable this Pop-Tart one is looking. And clearly here we can see that there are textures in the cover itself because there is air dry clay. And the best way to get those squiggly lines, we might actually have to use some fabric paint, but we're gonna get there when we get there. But otherwise, we have sprinkles, we have glitter. There's so many really cute designs that you can do or even buy for yourself. And here is just basically the showing off of all these absolutely adorable and creative pieces. So for this, I am going a bit Jackie mode, and I'm trying something different because we do have a light switch. Now, all of my light switches are the ones with the bigger plugs, but I got the ones that don't have the actual screws that go at the top and the bottom because this is a cover. The only thing we have to be mindful of is that little hole at the bottom. So I think this is going to be perfect because I am going to be moving into a new studio pretty soon, so I do want to have some decorations. And we're going to be using Sculpey air dry porcelain. And for something like this, it will need to air dry, which means it could take about 8 to 12 hours for us to be able to paint anything on it. And for those of you who are not familiar with Pop-Tarts, as you can see here on the screen, they're basically a pastry filled with jam or chocolate. And if that isn't your thing, there are really cute light switches that you can make with a toast type texture and add jelly resin right on top. So there are so many ways to go about this, but the base is the same. All right, first things first, let's get some parchment paper on our surface. The funny thing about this project is that it's bringing me back to my roots of this channel. For those of you who didn't know, I used to do a lot of crafting when my health was a lot better, but we get to craft a little bit here and there, which still makes me really happy. All right, so, oh my goodness, this is actually sealed. What the shrimp? I don't think I've ever used this porcelain clay before. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Maybe I took the wrong clay. I'm usually a polymer clay person, so air dry is definitely new territory for me. So let's see how this looks. It smells like school glue. Yes, I like to sniff things. How are you going to behave? Oh, this is beautifully firm. We're gonna take a nice chunk. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is quite the texture. It definitely feels like flour, which my guess is that because it is. It has a really pretty texture to it. Okay, let's take a nice piece. And we're gonna wrap this right away so that it does not do any kind of hardening up. So I'm gonna wrap you and shove you in here. Aha! Okay, so we're gonna make a little ball. This is new to me. I don't know how this clay is going to behave, to be honest. For those of you with more experience on this, let me know in the comments if I'm mistrading it. And I'm gonna flatten it just a little bit with my fingers, just to kind of have a surface to work with. Voila. Let's take you out. There. So as you can see, the little screws are usually over here. I don't know how to remove this. And this is what it looks like. So I want my piece to be an even thickness. So I'm gonna do 2 popsicle sticks on either side, like so and like so. Very nice. And I'm gonna take an acrylic roller, but you can take anything else. You can take a rolling pin, as long as you make sure that you're not using it for crafts and for cooking. And try and flatten it out as much as I can. Looking good. I'm gonna move you up. Like so. Ooh, don't move, don't move. 2 popsicle sticks might actually be too thick, so I'm gonna use 1 popsicle stick on either side. Let's see how this fares. Looking good. Yeah, I think 1 popsicle stick is gonna be good enough. Voila. Yeah, that's a good thickness. Now I'm just gonna take the cutter and cut off just a little bit more than the edge over here. So even though this is the edge, I'm just gonna try to go a little further so we have more space to wrap it around, like so. So instead of right here, we're gonna go just a smidge further. Voila. And all the way around. All right, this is where it gets a smidge tricky. So we're just gonna pull this off of the, oh gosh, the light switch. And the surface is really smooth. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a sanding paper. You can take any sanding paper that you want and just kind of make some scuffs like this. So that if I cover it, you see some scratch marks over here. This is going to help our glue stay on there. And I'm just using school glue. So like so. Oh, if you have something stronger, you can use it. I'm just trying to keep something a little bit more water-based, like this. And voila. Now let's just cut this out, like so. You're gonna come out. Yes, beautiful. And now I'm just gonna wrap it around the edges, like this. And all the way around. And here it is, as long as we didn't cover this little part down here. I made it a little jaggedy. We know that pastries are usually not perfect, at least anyways, when I make pastries, they're nowhere near perfect. And now to give it that realistic texture, a toothbrush. Just make sure you don't use it again after. And all we're going to do is tap, 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 tap to give it those tiny indents. They're a little hard to see. You can see we're getting a bit of a texture here. So you can go ahead and do that all the way around. Or if you have some aluminum foil, or as you UK grains like to say, aluminium. Take your aluminum paper, crunch it up into a tiny ball like this. And you can just roll it right on top of the surface that you want to have texture. So let me show you what that looks like. There you go. So this is with the toothbrush. This is with your aluminum foil paper. And voila, I really love the texture on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit for a few hours and come back and see what that's like.
A few hours later.
And here we are after about 4 hours. You can see as I get closer, the details are definitely still there. It's just harder to see with the camera and the fact that it is indeed white. And now the hard part is deciding what colors I want to make this design. And even though Pop-Tarts comes in tens of dozens and 20s, lots of different flavors. I kind of want to focus on a hybrid between these two over here. I do like the drizzle, but I also like the rainbow-esque type sprinkles. So I might actually use the circle type sprinkles instead of this one. So starting off with the actual base, I took the same color I did the cookie, but I lightened it up with some yellow. And I made sure I got the outer ends first before going down the center. Never forget the shading, so we're just gonna take a little bit of a darker one and go around like so. I let that fully dry for about half an hour. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. And then I took my puffy paint. This is basically fabric paint, and I used it like a frosting. So I did spread it pretty thick because I wanted the beads to have something to hold on to. But before putting on the beads, we're going to go ahead and drizzle some same thing, puffy paint with the chocolate. I'm actually in a bit of a dilemma. I don't know what the right answer is. Do I put the sprinkles and then the drizzle, or the drizzle and then the sprinkles? I'm very torn right now. And do I want chocolate or do I want strawberry? It's like deciding on the real thing. All right, so I've decided I'm gonna go with sprinkles first and then drizzle on top just so that the chocolate has its own way to shine. Now I know I'm not Mariah Elizabeth, so I'm not gonna put each sprinkle by itself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them randomly around the whole thing. Because I feel like when you're going to get sprinkles anyways, it's not going to be aesthetically placed on its own. Look at that, that is so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Way too cute for its own good. Now for the iconic swirls, I figured I'm gonna go with chocolate because we already have a few colors with these sprinkles. Now, if we look at a few Pop-Tarts here on screen, they do have their own squiggly line for the frosting. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason of how they're placed on top. I just feel like they have to cross at some point. Okay, we're gonna start from up here, like so. Let's go. Yes, like this. Stop here, come back here, and then swirl back down here. Oh my goodness. Come back down here and swirl down. Looking cute. Now I think I just need to go up and do some kind of swirly from this side. So we're gonna go there. Oh my goodness, no. Do not do this to me, no! Oh no, oh no, oh no. We got chonky. Uh-oh, we got chonky, y'all. Come on, I can fix it. Don't mess with me, please. I'm very fragile. And then we're gonna come down here. There. It's cute. I'm gonna fix it. Just gonna add a bit more up on this side. There. I think we're pretty good. I think we're solid. Now we're going to let that fully dry overnight.
Tomorrow.
Our Pop-Tart light switch cover couldn't be cuter. I love the little bumps and textures on the pastry, and then we have the cream and the drizzle. The only thing I noticed is that because the cream and drizzle were different thicknesses, we did get some cracking where the drizzle and the cream just seems to have met, so maybe they pulled each other out and we have tiny cracks over there. So my advice to fix this would be to make sure that you keep the drizzle maybe on another day. But it's super cute, and I'm really excited also to put this up as decoration in my place. This next one, coming in at close to 2 million views by the creator called Jess Swan, is a really interesting craft DIY weird project that almost doubles down as a relaxation, maybe also fidgety type of art. And it's called Squig Therapy, according to this creator. So what we do is we're going to have a small Ziploc with different colors. Here it looks like some neon colors. And then we're going to just basically take a black canvas and go in twirly, squiggly, tight lines. Now, of course, you can make your own black canvas or you can buy your own black canvas, but this to me seems really fun and relaxing. And just looking at it over here, it looks like half of it is just black paint and the other half is super colorful. I think I want to focus on just the colorful part. But the other thing I noticed is not only did they put color around the actual Ziploc bag, but they put white straight in the middle. And white seems to be the predominant color, which is good to know. And it looks like we have neon colors to work best on the black canvas. And they do go up and down, but then at some point they do extend a little bit further to the right, just so that it's not too linear, and I totally get that. And it seems like you're supposed to just be free with it and go ahead and do it. So I'm a little worried, because despite the fact that I do love abstract art, I know you're supposed to let go and be free with it. So in this case, since we want a kind of puffy paint, something that's going to be 3D-esque, I went ahead and got fabric paint. And I got the ones in neon color. And I also got more white because we definitely need white. And I bought this black canvas. 2 of these was about $10 Canadian. I do happen to have this, which is an icing bag. And I'm gonna shove it in here, like so. Voila. And we're gonna take out our fabric paint. I don't know if this is the right paint to do. You probably need good quality acrylics, but hey, I was just looking for the cheaper alternative. And fabric paint it is. There you go. And so I did the exact same thing as the creator. I went ahead and did an order kind of circular form in order to get the colors as closely as possible to the example. And we're gonna fill the middle with as much white as we can. That was actually pretty fun to put together. Now the idea is we should be able to have a nice rounded batch right here, like so. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna have to try and test it on a piece of paper. So I'm just gonna wrap this. I don't think all the colors are gonna come down evenly, but let's see. Now for this project, we do want a tiny, tiny opening. We don't want anything too big. So maybe like this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is coming down white. Gonna keep squeezing till we get some color. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, I think this is a good starting point. Let's get going. And I do want this canvas to be vertical. So hang on, now I'm worried. Let me look at the video again. Okay, she did start at the outer tip. So let's do that. Okay, I got this nice squiggly lines. Oh my goodness, why is this beautiful? Oh my goodness. Okay, I am in love with this. Let's get a little closer. But seriously, holy shrimp. I don't know if I messed up by stopping, but I'm gonna continue from here and try and keep a steady, steady, steady pace. And I'm hovering on top instead of actually trying to keep this as tight as possible. Holy shrimp, this is cute. What? Okay, I am recommending everyone try this. What in the heck is this beautiful piece of art with all these different colors? I want to go in circle, come out, make a little circle around here, maybe circles over there. Now I know I'm technically not rating the projects, but this one is quick, it's easy, it's relaxing. Each canvas took me anywhere between 7 and 10 minutes, and I have to say I loved it. I had so much fun doing the little squiggly lines, the little swirlies. I didn't just do one, I went ahead and did 2. Because I didn't want to waste the paint, so 2 just made sense, and I'm gonna put them up next to each other. Let me know what you think about this one.
The next day.
These are looking absolutely adorable. Just look at the colors and the swirls, and I love the fact that we went with neon. There is one thing I'm a little disappointed on, and let me show you a little closer. And yes, they're pretty, they're colorful, but the paint that we used ended up not being as 3D as I thought it would be. So I think if you're going to do this and you want to have it 3D, definitely use a 3D paint or a really high quality acrylic paint that has a bit of a peak. It's also possible that the artist may have used modeling paste in the middle instead of what I thought was white paint, but you can go ahead and experiment. I can tell you for sure, this was probably way more fun than I expected it to be. This next weird DIY has over 20 million views. That's 20 million views. And just a fair warning for any of you who have trypophobia, this is actually a fidget toy relaxation DIY project. What does that mean? Well, it's best to just show you. So as you can see on this TikTok here by Picky Pearly, we're basically getting a silicone mat where we're popping out different pieces of beads in order to stay relaxed, stay busy. And for those of you who have a picking or biting kind of behavior that you want to redirect into another activity, and that's basically what this mat is for. So I want to show you how to make it. And if we look at String Cheese Girl on TikTok, we can definitely see that they have their own tutorial that you can check out. But today we're going to be trying 2 different silicone rubbers to get this going. And I think what I'm excited about this is we get to get very colorful. So we have different kinds of beads, pearlescent, we have letters. For those of you who want to pick with a purpose, maybe spell something or look for specific letters, we have these beads over here. Again, I got these from the dollar store. And we also have different shapes, which should basically help make it more interesting at picking. And we even got beads with hearts and stars. And for this, I got 2 different kinds of silicone rubber. We got the one from Let's Resin. I'll put the price here on the screen. And then we got this one, which is kind of a brand I've never heard of before. So we're gonna try both and see which one's better. And then I have a bunch of cute little 3D printed molds that my brother made for me. If any of you are interested by any of these molds, and look at that, a little salt shaker mold as well. My brother actually has that on his own Etsy shop. Full disclaimer, this is his Etsy shop. So if I'm promoting it, it's my brother's shop. Definitely check him out if you want to get any of these cute shapes. So I think I definitely want to try the salt shaker one and the heart. Now for this one, you want to make sure that you do have a 1-to-1 ratio of silicone rubber and get whatever beads you want ready on the side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put these ones, but first, since I don't really have a measuring cup that is good for silicone, I'm going to take a normal cup, put it on here, and we're gonna make sure that we put even numbers for both. And I really don't know how much this heart is going to take, so bear with me here. I'm gonna try and put about this much, I think, is going to be enough. So we're gonna see how much that's going to weigh. So put you in here. Oh gosh, this is thick. Oh my goodness. Hello? Oh, it's capped. Make sure you open your open your cap on both. All right, and now we can go ahead and pour. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on this. Okay, the scale is not moving. That is making me very worried right now. I'm actually really worried. Why aren't you moving? I put a lot. What's happening? That is not going to plan. Give me a second, I'm very insecure right now. All right, change of plans because I'm a coward. I went ahead and took my soft silicone cup, and if it's sacrificed, it's sacrificed. I'm gonna go ahead and put 40 mils in this one of each. So I'm just gonna squeeze it until we get to, you know what? Yeah, let's do 40 of each, like so. Very nice. And then 40 more of the B1. So we're gonna make sure we have 80 in total. So we have part A and part B. Voila. Very nice. Now the interesting thing about these picky pads is that they do charge about $20 each. So if you can find a way to buy your own silicone and beads for about $20 in total or $30 in total, and you can make many of them, then that to me is definitely the money saved. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this for a couple of minutes. All right, now that I've thoroughly mixed it for about 4 minutes, we shouldn't have any kind of tacky feeling to it. It should properly harden by the end of 12 hours. I'm going to take the smaller beads and bigger beads. So I feel like I want to put the smaller ones first, just so they're kind of at the bottom, like so. It's funny how I'm pretending I know what I'm doing, but I don't know. I'm just following instructions here and testing them out. We're gonna put some of the yellow ones, some green ones, and then some letters. I think this is pretty good. And now we're gonna put the chunky ones. There. I think this is pretty good for the bottom, and then I'm gonna sprinkle some more at the top. Actually, I want more. I don't know if this is right. I kind of want more. Maybe less is more, but I don't know. We're just gonna put it down here. And now we're going to pour the silicone in there. Let's get every little bit to make sure we cover as much as we can. Voila, all around the shape, all at the front, even the gaps. And this looks like we can probably make a couple of them. So I'm gonna do this, very nice. And I'm gonna shake it a little bit. The good thing about having a mold that is plastic and 3D printed, shameless plug from my brother, is that I can move it around, so that helps. Let's get rid of any kind of bubbles. Yeah, you can see the bubbles are coming out. And because I'm extra, I'm gonna put a few at the top and let them sink just a little bit. Some of the tiny ones, voila. And maybe a couple of the chunky ones, because why not? Okay, we're gonna put this aside. Now that I still have some extra over here, I wanna test something out and if I can color it with some mica powder. So in case you don't want any kind of transparent one, maybe we can color it up. All right, so here I have a golden blue hue. I'm gonna drop that in there, voila. And let's go ahead and mix. And look how beautiful that is. That is a really pretty, swirly, pearlescent blue. Beautiful. Here's our kitty, beads, more, and more. And now we can go ahead and pour it. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the heart. I'm gonna go around the outer part of the shape first, like so. Try and get everything, and then go down the middle. Oh my goodness, this is the perfect, we really did a really good job on this. Perfect measurement. All right, let's try to get, my good, this looks like a swimming pool. How adorable is that? All right, so I'm gonna do this to try and get as much air pockets out, like so. And now for the Let's Resin brand, I don't know if there's going to be a huge difference. We just don't want it to be too stiff. I did the exact same thing by mixing component A and component B on equal parts. Put my beads in my little salt shaker mold. And this time I added the textured ones, hearts and stars, and of course the usual that we did. Now we're going to put everything aside for about 8 to 12 hours and come back and see what that's like.
Many hours later.
So it's been about 16 hours and these have had sufficient time to harden. I think they look really cute. I love the colors. Now the challenge is to get them out and I'm hoping they're going to pop right out. So I'm going to use my palette knife, nothing with something too sharp. And I'm just going to wedge it around the edge here to see if we can get some air in the mold. So far so good. Can I get you out? Oh gosh. Okay, this is gonna be a challenge. Let's get some more air in there. I think once we have one, I think once we have one side out, oh my goodness, I got this. I promise. I know what I'm doing. Once we have one side that can poke out, I think we could just pull the rest out. But I don't have finger strength. No. Let me try something a little stiffer. Let's see what we get here. Oh, I think we got it. Oh, I poked it. Oh goodness, I am sorry. Okay, we got it. Okay, this is gonna take some practice. And let's pull you out. Yes, that was satisfying. Now the first thing I've seen people do is stretch it outwards. There we go. So that should make picking it a lot better. So let's go ahead and try picking. Oh, hello. One of the good thing I noticed, look at that, we're just picking away, is that these beads are basically reusable. So you don't have to actually throw away any of your beads. You just go ahead and pick at it. Oh my goodness. This is definitely absolutely incredible. In a previous video, we did review a picking kind of toy. If you're interested in watching that one, I will leave a link down below. Here's what the thumbnail looks like. But if I have to say, if you're going to spend money on something, I feel like this definitely fixes the urge and itch to want to pick. Yeah, I love this. I love the fact that it's high and low effort depending on which one you're picking at. Yeah, I'm gonna give this DIY a 10 on 10, but let's try the salt shaker one because we used a different kind of mold maker. And I know I definitely overfilled this one and I'm having hard regrets on how much I overfilled it. So I don't know how easy it's going to come out. So I'm just gonna, oh, okay. Okay, that's way easier than I expected. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. My brother did a great job on this. Oh my goodness, that's cute. And now we're gonna stretch it. Yes. There we go. And now we can go ahead and pick at the different textures. Oh, that one broke. Okay, well, these beads seem to break, which kind of has a satisfying feel to it, to be honest. Oh, I like that. We have little letters. Oh goodness. I am in love with this activity. Definitely a great fidget activity. Both mold making liquids, the silicone rubbers, are really good. So whichever one is cheaper for you, go for it. 10 on 10. It's just 10 on 10. Did I mention how cute the little detail is for the salt shaker here? How cute is that? We have the little Bulbasaur hat. We have the little eyes. Yeah, that's way too cute for its own good. And let's not forget the kitty cat one. We're just gonna pull that out. Why is it so satisfying sounding? And the coloring definitely worked. Oh my goodness, there's so much to do here. Let's stretch it. Yes. Very nice. Definitely going to be very fun to actually pick at. Now the good news is I'm gonna have a giveaway for one of each of these, including the mold it's made in. So I'll leave the details down below if you want to enter a chance for the giveaway. Our next viral internet DIY for weirdos like us is going to be the pumice stone picking. And the idea of this one is that you can use any kind of tool in order to just relax and pick the pieces out. Now I did find a pumice stone at the dollar store, and it's not the ideal one. You do want the ones with the deeper holes in order to make it more satisfying, but this one should do. And honestly, all we're doing is we're taking fabric paint and putting them into little crevices. I'm going to do some bigger splotches on this side, and then we're going to do tinier splotches on the other side to see which one works best.
The next day.
And we did do 2 different ones here. I did a smaller area to pick at and the bigger area. So I think I'm most curious to see how well the bigger ones are going to be. So we're just going to excavate. So bear with me here. Oh, that is elasticy. This feels really nice. Yes, and it comes off so easy. Okay, fabric paint is actually a really good one because as you can see in real time, this will definitely give you something to be busy with. And I didn't do too many, but you can do as many as you'd like. There you go, excavated. Now let's see if the tinier ones make any sense whatsoever. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick at the smaller hole here. Yes, 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 yes. That is definitely working. You have to have a lot of patience for this and want to really pick at it. But I think if I were to do this, personally, I would 100% go with bigger splotches because there's more of that satisfaction. You can go in with your finger here. So here are the medium ones in between. So just kind of pick in. Yeah, the medium ones and the bigger ones are definitely way more satisfying if you want to pick at it and if you want to use the tool. Yeah, go with medium or bigger splotches if you really want to be meticulous. Fun activity, would still recommend, very easy to put together. And it only took me like 5 minutes at most to put this together. And so here you have it, the 5 DIYs for weirdos like us. Let me know in the comments which one of these crafts is the perfect weirdness for you. For me, I definitely love the picky pad. If you want to watch more DIYs, make sure you check up here. If you want to watch something different like mystery boxes, make sure you click down there. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.